guys! As you can tell, I'm in my Valentine's Day PJs because I'm getting in the spirit. I'm going to be reading Valentine's Day themed books this week and I'm so excited. This week actually is Valentine's week, so I have a list of books that we can choose between. So we have My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. We have Love Interest by Claire Gilmore. To Start With Love by Lauren Lane. The second book in the DNA duo, The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. Don't mind My Little Pony in the background. This is my going to bed TV show. And I read The Soulmate Equation in a video actually. I think it was Instagram Picks My Reads. And then we have Valentine's Day by Sydney Halston. And then Bless Your Heart by Lara Parish. And then we have The Valentine Inn by Jennifer Peel. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, which I think like just came out. Then we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. The first book that we're gonna go with is The Valentine's Hate by Sydney Halston. I'm actually gonna see if any of these books are on Kindle Unlimited. Oh my gosh, First Time Caller actually is not out until tomorrow with Amazon Kids Plus. It's like KU but for kids. So how is it that I can read The Do-Over with Amazon Kids Plus? You're letting a kid read that? Guys, I'm so sorry. The quality does not seem good to me at all. Hold on. Is that any better? I feel like that's a little bit better. Oh my gosh, The Valentine Inn is on Kindle Unlimited. Yes. Also, all of these little Valentine's books are really like fast. Apparently Valentine's Day is like 200 something pages, so is The Valentine Inn. I'm loving this. It's a KU2. Let's get it. My Phony Valentine, KU2. Let's go. And Courtney comes in with the first book that is actually 300 something pages, 370. So I have 4 books so far that are The Valentine's Hate, Valentine Inn, Bless Your Heart, and My Phony Valentine. But that is it. I'm so excited. Okay, but I need to go to bed. So we're gonna start this tomorrow. Hello guys. Oh great, I put up the camera so that you could see my food, and whenever I click record it zoomed in. Lovely. So it's currently the next day that I started the book. I have my breakfast here and I thought that while I was eating I could tell you my thoughts, my opinions so far on this book. What I'm eating, you might ask. We have 2 turkey sausage patties, some bread with honey butter with some eggs that have some cheese, cottage cheese, and feta on top of them, and spinach. And I'm so excited to actually test them, and I'm so freaking hungry. That's actually quite good. I'm usually not a really big fan of eggs, but like those are buzz. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you about the book Bless Your Heart by Lila Parrish. I'm currently 19% in, basically 20. I'm on chapter 7. I am loving it so far. So basically we have 2 characters. We have Summer and we have Beckett. Her best friend Kinsley. Beckett's her brother. Beckett's last name is Valentine and so is Kinsley, and they're the ones that founded the town, which is, the town's called Valentine. And basically this land between their 2 ranches became available, and Summer wants it so that she can expand and do a B&B, which has been her dream for a really long time. Beckett wants it so that he could expand his horse training that he does. Both of them are fighting over this land and they hate each other. Like the whole entire thing. They always bicker 24/7. But everybody's like, you guys like each other. I'm calling it. And Beckett's like, no. And then Summer's like, ew, no, I hate him. Is he objectively talking really cute and really hot? Yes, but I literally hate him. If he never opened his mouth, it would be totally fine. I was dying at that part. So that's the part where I'm at, where they currently know each other, is going for it. I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna keep reading. Hello. I hope the lighting is great because everything else is not. I thought I would give you guys an update on Bless Your Heart by Lila Parrish. If you follow me on my Goodreads or Fable or literally anything, you guys know in real time what is up in the house of comments. If you don't, it's literally all of it. All of it is linked down below. Lyra Parrish, not Lila. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I already kind of told you the synopsis about it. So I'm just going to tell you my thoughts, my opinions, and I finished it 2 days ago, but then I never got time to like wrap it up because I finished it that night. So picture me this. I was at the 20% mark, okay? And like 2 days later or a day later, I was like, Kylie, I really want to get in this book. Like I'm already in it. I just need to take the time, kind of lock in and read it. So that's exactly what I did, and I stayed up really late reading it and I finished it. I went from 20% to 100% finished, yeah. I gave it a 3.99 stars. I would probably say it's a mix between 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. Ow. I really did enjoy it. I loved the country aspect. Oh, any book that's like a country aspect to it. Cowboys, all of that jazz. Give it to me. Give it to me. Chef's kiss. Gonna eat it up every single time. It was a very quick book. It was like 285 pages. Like it was a very quick book, and I feel like if we just had a little bit more, I love a quick book, don't get me wrong, but if you just had a little bit more of the two main characters actually like talking and kind of like bickering, I made it like 4 or 4.5 stars. If we just had a little bit more of their interactions before they started being like, do I actually hate you? You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because I left it alone for like 2 days or whatever, but between the 20% mark and then reading a little bit more, it felt like Beckett like kind of like switched. It could have just been me and I didn't realize like who he was beforehand or whatever, but I feel like he kind of like switched. In the beginning he was like, oh no, I don't like her. Like even his brother was like, hey, you like her, like you're in love with her. And then he'd be like, no, I don't like her. I can never like her. She just gets on my nerves a lot, so. And then like a few chapters later he's like, maybe I do like her. Oh, he is right. I do like her. Oh my gosh. There's just something about her. I'm like, hold on, what happened, my brother boy? We went from here to here. Huh? What? That kind of threw me for a loop. I did enjoy it, and I love the aspect that their last names were Valentine, and I think it was a cute little romance book. And I did enjoy it, and I actually already started on the next book because it was actually, I think it was yesterday, and I was like, you know what, while I'm waiting to film this, I'm already gonna start this book. So I started Valentine Inn by Jennifer Peel. I'm currently 22%. I'm on chapter 6. Oh my gosh, there's a literal eyelash in my iPad case. Do you guys see that? Okay, how did an eyelash get in here? I can't even get the thing out. That's crazy. I'm done. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Pookie, why is everything falling? Why is everything falling? Give me a minute. I am enjoying it so far. So let me tell you what this book is about. This one we have our main character, Charlotte. Also, funny story, Charlotte's last name is Valentine, which I was like, hold on, is this like connected? But it's not. And Drake Foster. Charlotte began to be a personal assistant for Drake. Drake is like this really big movie star, and her sister told her, hey, you don't do it, because she knows that she's gonna like fall in love with him. In the beginning of the story, they're going through a blizzard, and even her sister said, don't go through the blizzard with him because stuff is gonna happen. I know you, I know how it is. Stuff did in fact happen. So after you go through the blizzard, what happens in there, then you fast forward 6 or 7 years later to the present day, where they stayed at an inn in the prologue, and then she buys the inn because the owners are getting rid of it, and they called her and she's remodeling it, whatever, first up. Well, they have a first customer, but the thing is that they never advertised that they're remodeling or anything, and even her sister, because she's remodeling with her sister, said that on the phone, but they said money's not an issue, we don't care, we don't mind. And it's the assistant of somebody that's coming to the inn, and he says money's not an issue, my boss really wants to stay at this inn. And he goes there. Guess who that person is? None other than Drake Foster. Yup. But it comes back to the inn 6 years later that they were previously at, and something happened. Something went down. A lot of things went down, actually. And he says, oh, hey Charlotte. How you doing? Long time no see. Oh, you got a kid. You got a kid? Yeah, she's got a kid. So now Drake is like, oh, how are you doing? How's life? And kind of try to see if, are they going to rekindle their relationship that they had beforehand? Is everything going to change? Or is their connection like not enough and they're just going to go away? So that's where I'm at right now, where he actually just came to the inn and found out everything, and now they left. Who knows if they're going to stay gone? Oh. But I'm going to read some and I'll come back to you maybe when I'm at the 50% mark. Maybe I'm just going to finish the whole entire book like I did before. Honestly, who knows? Don't mind that. We're renovating the bathroom. If you watched my last video, you would know. I currently am on chapter 31. There's 32 chapters. I vlog, so I'm scared for what's gonna happen. But let's get to it, I guess. I just pulled my back. Okay. Okay guys, I finally finished the Valentine Inn by Jennifer Peel. I enjoyed it about 50%. I was a little bit like, oh, okay. What's gonna happen? What's going on? One thing that I didn't love about the book was that the two main characters, Charlotte and Drake, were kind of going back and forth-ish. Where Drake would be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if like I can ever have a family. And then there was one conflict in it where he couldn't get past to why he thought those things. And like he was like, oh, I can't do it because of this. Oh, I can't do it. And then Charlotte would always be like, yes, you can. Like, I can help you. We're gonna get there. We're gonna resolve this. Like, I don't know. Like all the time. I'm like, babes, I get it, but there's like an easy solution to this. And yes, it might take time, but like I know you guys can do it. So that was a little bit one of the like annoyinger. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.75. And it was just kind of like back and forth a little bit of the book. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. So that was one of the things that was kind of like annoying. But then also I felt like they were getting ready. I was at the 70% mark and I felt like they were kind of getting ready to gear up on an issue that they were gonna have like a third act conflict, which if you know anything about me, I hate third act conflicts unless it's like unless it's a good third act conflict where it makes sense, it's realistic, and they get over it in a good way. But I felt like it was getting ready to have a third act conflict and it wasn't gonna be like good or anything, but thankfully it didn't, so scored mega points because of that. I love the plot of having this gorgeous like inn and remodeling it to be like each room is a romance room and based off of a rom-com movie. Also like how the inn was like kind of like alive, but not really, like there was just like magic there. But then also the ending I felt was kind of a bit rushed with what happens at the end. I don't want to say it because I don't know if it's gonna spoil anything, but with what happens at the end with these other two characters, that kind of gets resolved. I was just like, wow, that kind of like was really quick and just like whoosh, and it's like, oh, everything like worked out in the end, happily ever after. I'm just like, okay, lit, but like. So now we are going to start our next book, which we have 2 books left, which I'm low-key so excited to read. The next book is going to be The Valentines Inn by Sydney Halston. This one I've actually been itching to start because the audiobook is on Spotify. Great news, right? So I'm going to listen to the audiobook as I'm cleaning out my room because my room really needs to be cleaned. There's 13 chapters. Lit. Okay. Hello guys. I feel like I have like not moved from my bed in this whole entire video. Love that for me. So I did want to come up here. What? I wanted to come up on here and update you guys on the last book I read, The Valentine's Hate by Sydney Halston. I don't know if I don't think I saw what it was about because I don't know if I knew what it was about, because I don't really like look into like what a book is about until I like immediately start it. So I read this book. Well, I didn't read it. I listened to it, and I listened to it like that whole entire day. I listened to it. Ugh, I love when a book like is like so short that like you can read it in one day, but then also like you can listen to it while doing other things. It's just amazing. This book is a fake engagement rom-com. So we have our two main characters, Lizzie, also Lisette, and Brian. The prologue is you're going with them through their grades. So you go through like kindergarten, 8th grade, 11th grade, kind of like the pivotal points in their interactions to like know their backstory, so then you can move forward with it. You originally meet Lisette, and she has her best friend Maria. I think it's Mariah. Brian is the new kid, and he basically is like different from everybody else. He keeps to himself, and he was reading, and he goes onto his bus, and she's like, oh, there's a new kid, never met him. And it's Valentine's Day. On the bus, she's like, hey, that's my seat. He's like, so? Even though like she's been saying that, you know, if you've like sat in a seat for a very long time and then like somebody new comes in and sits in it, you're gonna be like. And then she has these little cards that she gave to everybody, and she's like, oh hey, like I know that you're new here, but I do have a card for you and I hope you like chocolate. And he's like, no, I don't like chocolate. And she's like, oh. So then from there it pivotal points to all the other Valentine's Day throughout the years that he kind of ruins. So then you fast forward to a trip that she's going on for Mariah. She's getting married. When is she getting married? On February 14th. Yep, another Valentine's Day. On the airplane, as she's flying over, she bumps into somebody. Guess who's next to her seated? It's Brian! Yay, he's back. After she hasn't seen him in like a very, very long time. He's back. Back and better than ever, baby. And on there, he has an issue that happens, I guess you could say, and he needs somebody to like be his like assistant and to help him with something that's happening over that weekend in the same place as the wedding. He needs some help. Well, Lisette decides to agree and help him. Well, then that leads to not becoming his assistant but becoming his fake girlfriend, and then a rumor starts, and now she's his fake fiance. Yeah, so they're fake dating, fake fiancing, staying in the same hotel room. You get it! And going through all of the wedding festivities, and then she's also helping him with his issues and stuff. So that's the premise, and you know, feelings get involved as the feelings start simmering and stuff. I gave this a 3.65. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was just, because it was a faster book and it was really fast paced, I enjoyed that, but I feel like there could have been like a little bit more details with it. And then the ending and like how they kind of like got together, I was just like, didn't enjoy that part. I was like, oh. Instead of them like talking about their feelings, they kind of both pushed them down and kind of ignored them and just was like together. Not to say I didn't enjoy the book. It was good, and I enjoyed like the concept of like the fake dating stuff. I'm a sucker for fake dating and stuff. Don't even get me started. Like Cowboy Romances, fake dating, Chef's Kiss. Love them. And then the ending with the third act conflict. You guys know I hate a third act conflict. I hate third act conflict. And this had one, and I didn't very much so enjoy that. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy it that much, I'm not gonna lie. The third act conflict kind of was like annoying, and then like also kind of how they resolved it. I like one aspect of how he resolved it, but then kind of like the whole entire thing I was just like, how old are you again? Yeah, act like it. But it was kind of like, instead of like feelings and whatever, it was more lusty, and I was like, oh, lit. Okay, so I give it like a 3.65. That's that book, and now we're on to the last book, which, if you can see that there's a pattern here, I have in fact already started it. I started it last night actually, because I was like itching to get into a book, and I started reading it. Oh my gosh, I'm like obsessed with this. It's My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. I started last night, and it's now like 2 o'clock, and I'm already 80% through, and it's like 400 pages. Yeah, all the other books are like 200 pages. 370 actually. I can't count. That's why it's kind of going faster if it was like 400 pages. Because I kept on thinking it's 400 pages. I'm like, why is this like going by so quick? It's such a fast read. I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna tell you about it, and then I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna finish it today. I'm so excited. Basically, we have our main girly girl, Poppy, and basically you start off and she's in line at this coffee shop, and this girl, mean girl, annoying girl, kind of just like,
oh, Poppy, I'm so sorry to hear about your little issue with your other, like, ex-boyfriend.
that happened like a little bit ago, but it's still like all everybody talks about in small town.
I'm so sorry, like, no wonder you're so single. You're probably not gonna have a date till like
The Loveland, because they live in like Loveland, I think is what it's called. It's like a Valentine's festival thing that's happening, because it's like Valentine's Day is in like 3 or 4 weeks from that date.
You're probably not bringing anybody there. Yeah, it's like so hard being single for you, isn't it?
You know, just an annoying girl. And Poppy's tired of all everybody's saying is about that. But there's a person that she bumps into accidentally, and then she like me gets into her mind. She goes, so sorry babe, I was taking a little bit. I actually do have a boyfriend. He's right here and he's coming with me to the festival. She hasn't even looked at this man once. And she's like, yeah, he's coming with me to the festival. Suck it. And he's like on the phone, and he's like, and she's like looking with her eyes, and then he like immediately like gets into it. He's like, yeah, so sorry babe, I was on the phone. Did you want a scone with your coffee? And she doesn't really know anything. She doesn't know who this person is, but the other person is just, you're dating Dallas Burke, which he's like the right wing for the Comet, the Chicago Comets, I think is what their name is in the book. Anyways, he's basically a really famous hockey player. She's like, no way. And she's like, why does that like name sound familiar? And all throughout like the first interaction, he's like, you have no idea like really who I am. She's like, oh yeah, I'm Poppy. And he goes, Poppy, nice to meet you. And she's like, yeah, nice to meet you too, Dallas Burke. She like says it away, and he's like, you have no idea who I am, do you? And she's like, yeah, you're Dallas Burke. No, I really don't know who you are, I'm so sorry. And then she kind of like gets it, and he's like, do you like know what sport I play or anything? And she goes, ice dancing. But it's really funny because then she like goes home and she's like, oh wait, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. But she knows nothing about hockey, even though her dad is a really, really big hockey fan. But their first little meeting is super cute, but then it kind of gets out through like their little gossip site in the town, gets it out that like, oh, are they like smitten? Is she finally over her other ex-boyfriend that kind of screwed who over? Is our little Poppy not single anymore? And then his grandma gets it in both of their heads, and so does his business manager. Hey, maybe you guys should like fake date, because this could be a really good thing to make his PR move like really good, and because he's having some issues in light of like the media. And also it could help Poppy because she owns a restaurant, but it's not going like how she thought it would go. And so it would help her out and help him out. It's kind of like a business transactional deal. And they're like, this could be good for both of you guys, so why not, let's do it. So then they finally agreed to it. But I am going to read the rest of it. I'm so excited. I'm on page 307 out of 370. So I have like 51 minutes left in the book. Who knows, that could be like a lie. I was reading earlier, and I have this fun little contraption here. Let me show you. This thing is so cool. Mom got it me for Valentine's Day. It's like the littest thing ever. So it's a pillow, and you can like put stuff in here. I had these little things, which I'll show you what they are in a second. And you have this, and it like sits. It's kind of like a pillow for your bed that you can like it doesn't hurt. Okay, I hit the actual like hard part of it, but like, you know, like it doesn't hurt. It's like a little pillow that you could like snuggle with. Anyways, and then you have this little baddie right here, which can like elevate and whatever, but like if you want to go down more, or like, you know, you can readjust it however you want to. But I had it like this because I was like laying down, and I was like this. You can put whatever you want to in it, but you know, Mom got it for me for my Kindle, so I put my baddie in here. Oh, if I can't see what I'm doing, and my finger's stuck. Okay, put your Kindle in here, and look, like you can like read it from down below. You can just like do this and just. Oh wait, you can't even see me. You could just like be like, here's. Or This is the other thing that mom got me. She got me a Kindle clicker. How cool is that? I've seen this all over. You probably have too if you have a Kindle. This is like, it's the coolest thing ever. Turn the baddie on. Demonstrate it to my dad, and I use my science textbook, which is exactly what we're gonna do. So you have this. You see it? Like, you're just like laying down. You're like, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I think it's like the coolest thing ever. I was like over here like laying with my pillow, and I had it like this, and I was like, gosh. It's so cool. Oh, oopsies. It will be linked down below if you want your own. But now we are gonna go back to reading. I'm so like excited to see where this goes, and I'm loving it so far. I just finished. Oh my gosh. I need to read the second book now. I just read the little teaser for it. I don't know how to rate it, guys. That was so good. Honestly, there's really nothing that I have like to complain about in the book. Like, I love the fact that like they didn't automatically get together. I don't know. I kind of want to like give it like a 4.5 or like a 4.6. I like it's a 5-star. There's like nothing to complain about. Maybe in like 2 or 3 days I'll be like, oh my god, it's a 5-star. But I don't think so. It was really good though. I think it's like a 4.6. 4.7. 4.7. We'll say 4.7. I need to elevate this story like right now. Right now. Like the other ones, some of them were in a series. The first book, Bless Your Heart, was in a series, which I'm gonna read. The second one too, that's already in my library. We'll keep it like a 4.75 on Fable. But on Fable, it's always going to be different. I do want to say that. Goodreads is the actual 100% right one. Well, that's crazy. Finished all of the Valentine's Day books. That means this reading vlog is over. I'm kind of sad now. This has been like so much fun, like talking to you guys about the books that I've read and like reading them with you. Was I a little bit stressed that I wasn't going to be able to read them on time because this was actually supposed to be up last week? Yeah, but it's okay. In the end, everything works out, you know? Me like starting the second book right now. What do you mean? So I guess we're just gonna do like a little fun wrap up of all of the stuff that I've read. So the first book was Bless Your Heart by Lyra Parrish, which was in the Valentines Texas series, and I gave this a 3.99 stars. I really enjoyed it and it was so cute. But I just wish that there was a little bit more dialogue between the two main characters, and at one point it was kind of like one character like flipped a switch, and I don't know if it's because I waited like 2 days, but it felt like he changed his like emotions kind of, and I was like, oh okay, lit, but I still enjoyed it and I really liked it. And I am continuing the series. Next book was A Valentine Inn by Jennifer Peel, and I gave this 3.75 stars. This was a really cute book. I loved the plot. One of the main characters was a little bit kind of got on my nerves. Sometimes I was like, stop doing that, why are you doing that? And then like towards the end it was kind of like, oh yeah, we're just seeing where this goes or whatever, and I was like, what? And it kind of felt a little bit rushed in the end, and a situation that happened with another pair of characters, we saw it resolved, but we didn't really see it resolved, and I kind of thought it was going to be a little bit of a bigger plot point because it was seeming to be a bigger plot point. Next book was Valentine's Hate by Sydney Halston. I give this a 3.65 stars. This was such a quick and easy read, probably because I was listening to it. I enjoyed kind of like their dynamic over like they didn't like each other, but then they're like going to figure out like why they didn't like each other and going through that. And I really enjoyed Brian's character, but then towards the end where it's like the third act conflict, I didn't really per se enjoy it. And you guys know I don't like a third act conflict whatsoever. It just felt a little bit more lusty, and I was like, guys, why is this happening like every single chapter? Could we please stop? And then our last book was My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh, which was in the Holidays with Heart series, which I am going to continue that. I'm continuing both series actually, and I'm obsessed with this one. You literally just heard my thoughts and opinions. I loved it so much. I don't have any negatives with it. There wasn't something that I was like, "Arr." I don't think I got mad once. It was just like the cutest little rom-com book. There was no third act conflict or anything, and I really enjoyed that. And it was a cute little palette cleanser. So this was a very good, it wasn't that good of like reading, but like for me not getting like really slumped and actually finishing these 4 books in like a week and a half was very good, because I was kind of like hitting a slump where before this I only read 2 books in the month of February. In the month previous I read like 17, so just imagine that. That is it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Mwah.